When I was a kid, Mom always knew when I was lying. I'd shift around, do a little dance, maybe even laugh. I thought I was fooling her. Shame on me. Months after the deaths of 4 innocent Americans in Benghazi, long after the presidential polls have closed, the $64,000 question, did the president order the rescue of Americans that night?
We had just picked up the information that that something was happening, that there was an apparent attack going on in Benghazi, and I informed the president of that fact, and he at that point directed both myself and General Dempsey to do everything we needed to do to try to protect lives there.
Okay, if the president gave the order, why weren't Ty Woods and Glenn Doherty, killed 7 hours later, rescued? But of course, the president was worried since he didn't know if our ambassador, Chris Stevens, was still in the compound, taken hostage, being dragged through the streets at a local hospital, or worse, possibly dead.
Did you have any further communications with him that night?
No.
Did you have any other further communications? Did he ever call you that night to say, how are things going? What's going on? Where's the consulate?
No.
Did you communicate with anyone else at the White House that night?
No.
No one else called you to say, how are things going?
No.
Okay, the White House didn't follow up. But Dempsey and Panetta would have moved military assets to protect Americans. So why didn't it happen?
The United States military, as I've said, is not and frankly should not be a 911 service capable of arriving on the scene within minutes to every possible contingency around the world. This was pure and simple, in the absence, as I said, of any kind of advance warning, a problem of distance and time.
Advance warning? The emergency cable from our ambassador was not enough? Distance and time? This week, they said the nearest aircraft was 3,000 miles away in Djibouti. But we already know there were F-16s in Sigonella, Italy. Sigonella is a NATO base. It has all kinds of bombs, and it's just 2 hours away. So who are we to believe? Was the order that only the President of the United States can make, was it issued? What really happened?
Simple question. If the families asked me, would it be fair to say that you were in charge?
You know, it's not that simple, as you know. I mean, I think the people that were in charge were the people on the ground.
Pretty amazing, isn't it? It's almost like that line, who's on first? It was the people on the ground who asked for help because they couldn't protect themselves. You know, I find it interesting. Just this week, we get the Obama administration's justification for using drones to kill Americans without any due process. Now, do you remember when the same administration wanted to bring the 9/11 terrorists from Gitmo to New York City, give them a trial, give them lawyers, give them translators, Mirandize them, give them those old constitutional rights? Foreign terrorists. This week we find out that when it comes to American citizens who are, they say, believed to be connected to Al-Qaeda or a similar terrorist organization, they don't have constitutional rights. American citizens don't get lawyers. They don't get due process. They don't even have a chance to surrender. Just kill them. So if you find a foreign terrorist, bring him to New York City and give an American jury the chance to hear the evidence and decide the case. But an American citizen on the president's kill list dies. Amazing. This administration uses drones to kill American citizens, but not to save them. Pat Smith, the mother of Sean, who was killed in Benghazi, joins me now from San Diego. Pat, thanks for being with us.
Hi, Judge.
Do you feel you've gotten any straight answers yet? It's been 5 months since you found out that your son Sean was killed.
I have had no information. I've been begging and begging for information. And I've been waiting to find out anything that would make me feel better about it. That hasn't happened. They haven't told me anything.
You know, Pat, after you were on this show last time, the White House reached out to you, and you said they sent you some forms. Have you heard from them since the election?
No.
So, Pat, what do you think needs to be done? Who would you want to talk to? Who and what question would you ask them?
I don't think I would be allowed to ask the questions that I want to ask. I would like to ask Obama the same thing that John McCain asked him and Lindsey Graham asked him. And they've asked, and they didn't get any answers. What makes you think that I'll get any answers? They don't care about me.
But as you think about this, Pat, I mean, your son believed in this administration. I mean, your son, made the ultimate sacrifice. Do you think that, or how do you think your son would feel today?
Oh, he was very proud of Obama and Hillary. He was very proud of his job. He was very proud of everything he did, and he did a good job at it. And I have no comment about that. I know he was good.
And Pat, finally, do you think you'll ever find out what happened?
I hope to. I hope to, because this is my right as a citizen of the United States.
All right.
Or a mother.
All right.
I hope to.
I hope you do too, Pat. Thanks so much for being with us, and stay in touch. We're going to follow this with you. You take care of yourself.
Thank you very much, Judge.
You're welcome. You're welcome.